Have you ever experienced the absolute magic of a perfect team? You know, that rare lightning in a bottle moment where everyone's ideas just click, and you end up creating something infinitely better than you could have ever imagined doing on your own? Or, right on the flip side, have you ever felt the crushing weight of severe burnout because you were grinding so hard you literally forgot to take care of yourself?
Well, if you're nodding along to either of those, you are in exactly the right place. In this explainer, we're diving into the direct remedies for these two very relatable extremes. We are breaking down the final two habits in Stephen R. Covey's legendary framework. These two concepts, working together effectively and continuously improving yourself, they're basically the ultimate keys to building a life of lasting success, all while avoiding that dreaded burnout.
Okay, let's dive right into this roadmap. First up, we're looking at outward growth through habit 6. Then, inward growth with habit 7. And finally, we'll wrap it all up with synthesis and action.
Section 1. Outward Growth. Habit 6. Synergize.
Embracing this habit requires a pretty major paradigm shift. We have to start viewing differences not as annoying obstacles, but as massive opportunities. Covey really hit the nail on the head when he said, "Strength lies in differences, not in similarities." Highly effective people don't just tolerate differences, they absolutely celebrate them. They know that to achieve something truly great, you need a variety of viewpoints. I mean, think about it. If everyone in the room thinks exactly like you do, you're severely limiting your potential.
So, what does this actually look like in practice? Simply put, synergy means the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. When we combine our unique talents, diverse experiences, and wild ideas, the result is far superior to what anyone could pull off alone. It's essentially this magical collaborative math, where 1 + 1 effectively equals 3, or hey, maybe even 10.
Now, what's really interesting here is the striking contrast in how we approach problems. The old, highly competitive mindset automatically asks, whose idea is better, right? It turns collaboration into a contest. But the synergy mindset asks a much more powerful question. How can we combine our strengths to create something even better? It totally removes the ego and focuses 100% on getting the best possible outcome.
To really visualize this, imagine you're building a new product or planning a massive community event. You've got a designer bringing just boundless creativity. You have a programmer with deep technical skill, a communicator crafting the perfect message, and a project manager keeping the whole shebang on track. Everyone has a highly specialized role. If the designer tried to code or the programmer tried to run the marketing, yeah, it would probably be a disaster. But by combining these specific, diverse strengths, the output is light years beyond any single person's effort. That right there is synergy in action.
And this is exactly why diversity makes teams so undeniably stronger. People bring completely different skills, experiences, perspectives, cultures, and unique problem-solving methods to the table. Rather than forcing everyone into a single boring mold, effective leaders actively encourage these varied viewpoints. Because true innovation, it almost always comes from looking at a stubborn problem through someone else's eyes.
Moving on to Section 2, Inward Growth. Habit 7, Sharpen the Saw.
So what happens to the person doing all this intense, collaborative work? Well, imagine walking through the woods and seeing someone frantically trying to cut down a tree. They are sweating, exhausted, and making zero progress. You look a little closer and realize their saw is completely dull. You suggest they take a break to sharpen it, but they snap back. "I don't have time to sharpen the saw. I'm way too busy sawing." Sounds totally ridiculous, right? But honestly, life works the exact same way. If you don't stop to maintain yourself, your outward effectiveness just completely crumbles. And this brilliantly illustrates Covey's solution. To keep our saw perfectly sharp, we need a balanced, holistic approach divided into 4 equal areas of renewal: physical, mental, emotional, and social, and spiritual. It's actually fascinating that they are equally weighted at 25%. You literally can't just obsess over one and ignore the rest if you want lasting success. Okay, let's break down what this actually means for your daily routine. First up, physical renewal. This is taking care of your body through exercise, solid nutrition, and getting enough sleep. A healthy body directly supports a highly productive mind. Next is mental renewal. Think lifelong learning, reading books, taking courses, challenging yourself. Your mind is a muscle. It gets stronger the more you use it. Then we have emotional and social renewal. This is quality time with family, supporting your friends, practicing everyday kindness. These strong relationships provide critical support when things get tough. And finally, spiritual renewal. This doesn't necessarily mean religion. It's about connecting with your core values, maybe through meditation, spending time in nature, or just quiet reflection. It keeps you grounded.
We really have to remember that personal growth is a lifelong process.
If we become so incredibly obsessed with achieving our goals that we just completely forget to take care of ourselves, the destination is almost always the same: severe burnout, chronic stress, and a total loss of motivation. You simply cannot serve your team or your own goals if your saw is dull.
Which brings us to Section 3, Synthesis and Action. Let's move along and see how this builds together.
So how do these two distinct habits actually work together in our day-to-day lives? Well, the interplay is kind of beautiful. Habit 6 teaches us how to grow with others through collaboration, while Habit 7 teaches us how to grow within ourselves through renewal. When you combine the two, you become exponentially more effective in absolutely every single area of your life.
So, the crucial point is this: success isn't just about crossing some arbitrary finish line or hitting a specific metric. It's about becoming the kind of person who grows internally while actively helping others grow too. Remember, collaboration creates way better results than competition. Differences are massive strengths. And investing in your own well-being through continuous learning, that's the real engine for a lifelong journey of success. Now, because we are all about focused learning and actual real-world implementation, here is your challenge for this week. I want you to execute these 4 specific action steps. First, intentionally work with someone who has completely different strengths than you. Go find that synergy. Second, learn one new skill or read just one chapter of a book to renew your mind. Third, exercise for at least 30 minutes to renew your body. And fourth, carve out a little time to reflect or journal to ground yourself. Start sharpening your saw today.
I want to leave you with one final, really powerful thought to reflect on. If you invested just one single hour every day into improving yourself, sharpening your saw physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, where could you be exactly 1 year from now? Just think about the incredible compounding effect of that kind of intentional living. The journey of effectiveness absolutely doesn't end here. In fact, this is where it truly begins. So keep learning, keep collaborating, and join us next time as we bring all of this together into a practical, 30-day action plan for lasting growth.